Are you in need of credible and relevant business information to make vital decisions? Or do you wish to reach Ghana's upmarket business and consumer segment with your product and services? Subscribe to and advertise in Business and Financial Times today, Africa's leading source of credible and relevant business information. For enquiries, contact 021-785-36627 or visit www.thebftonline.com.
Perfect mixes, perfect mixes. Gehok Distilleries, perfect mixes.
Mommy to have a dingo, coming to Castidingo, coming to Casoranto, coming to Bresoranto, coming to have a dingo, coming to Castidingo, coming to Casoranto, coming to Bresoranto.
Don't cross border to go mix.
Gehok Distilleries.
There will be beer. There will be beer.
Gehok Distilleries.
There will be beer. Don't cross border to go mix it, mix it, mix it. There will be beer.
Available in all shops and bars nationwide. Gehok Distilleries, home of quality products.
Let me give you an example of a country that is
But
making...
just before you do, this IT business, I need to get to that. You know, we talk about it a lot, about IT.
Potential.
Potential, all the
Yeah,
time.
it has a lot of potential.
It has no potential, but we are not there, are we?
No, it's all policy. It's all policy. There's no tax. I don't have a tax break. The gold mines have. You see what I mean? We have the potential to create more
You're
jobs than the
saying
gold
if we
mines.
want IT to go somewhere, then you're saying we must put in place.
Exactly.
But have we not? It's
No,
IT.
I don't know that we have.
So what is this lip service? No, what I'm saying
I'm
is
sitting here telling you that I've run this company for 16 years.
And
we have led the market for that period. I've been invited to speak at Harvard, Wharton, so I featured on BBC, CNN, so and so and so. Not one government contract. Not one. Not even a
Let's put the
gratis
contract
one.
even aside for a second. Let's put it on that side. What
Policy?
about
Educational-
government
the educational
framework? No, policy that helps you.
Well,
Even if they won't give you
we don't have tax breaks.
outside tax breaks, is there anything else?
Like what?
So
The
why is all
educational
that
system-
talk that we get all the time here?
There's a lot of potential. I put it to you that Ghana has a very good international IT press. It is due to PR work that over the last maybe 5 years done by my company,
There's
Busy
a lot of
Internet,
talk.
and a couple of other people. We did the PR. Anybody coming to invest in Ghana in IT will talk to people like me. When the Malaysians spoke to me some time ago, there was a contract coming up. Can you believe? They thought I was being funny because they assumed, given our stature and what they had read about us internationally, we were going to get the contract. So when I kept telling them, look, be patient, I cannot assume this.
Can't guarantee.
They thought I was trying to work with somebody else and I was going to check them out. And they said, look, if you tell us the truth, if you don't want to work with us, tell us to go to hell.
And it really wasn't.
It wasn't.
Nothing to do with
Nothing
that.
to do with that. But they did not. I had to explain to them for an hour on the phone that things don't work like that here. And they said, well, then how are we looking at development? Because this is not what Malaysia did to develop. They did quite the opposite. When they do their contracts, if they will find a Malaysian company. If they find there's a component of the work that Malaysians don't have experience with, they will task them to go as businessmen and negotiate with a subcontractor that knows how to do that portion, put it all together, and then maybe get for the government's comfort, which I don't discount. The government's comfort, they'll get a third-party agency to kind of oversee the project. But as for the money going to Malaysian hands, that will happen. Regardless.
But maybe we just talk too much about IT. We shouldn't worry about IT. I mean, we should feed ourselves. We should deal with agriculture and stuff like that. We should resolve some basic things. And
Well,
we shouldn't be talking IT.
yes and
We're
no.
not ready for that.
Yes and no. I think we should push agriculture. Absolutely. I'm on the MCA board, and I'm sure that agriculture, especially
Has a place.
horticulture, has a place. We need to feed ourselves, no doubt. But the kids coming up need jobs. IT is a great opportunity. Thank God for the internet. The internet
So it's the
exists.
job opportunities,
It's a job
especially.
opportunity and high end. If you spend 6 months creating 3 sacks of cocoa and you get $100, $100 can be earned by a 19-year-old Ghanaian who has been IT trained and is a programmer and is working on a Liberian government project. He can earn that money. It's international money. Apart from that, we all know about racism abroad. IT allows us to hide behind the internet.
Yeah, with IT, nobody,
You can't
there's
see
no
my
black
face.
or white.
Exactly. So it's
Man
about
or woman,
output.
for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. And IT gave, especially the Ghanaians abroad, a lot of my friends in England, IT gave them the opportunity. It gave them the great opportunities because they could work, even if it's in the back office initially. What was happening then was that, well, if you're good, you're good.
But you require some education and knowledge. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, you
I mean,
do.
there's a whole bunch of
Yes,
people
you do,
here,
but-
schools here,
Yeah,
and
but-
all kinds of IT
Yeah,
schools
but-
churning out people. Are these qualified people?
Well, some of them are, some of them are not.
Plenty are not, I mean.
Yeah, some of them are, some of them are not. But worse than that, so who is expected to employ them? Herman. With what jobs? With what contracts? The only survivor right now is export. We export to Nigeria, we export to Gambia. These are the small things that
I
are.
mean, your services.
Our services are exported. Yes.
Your services
as
are
we
really
sit-
in the area of where? Software
development. We write software, but we do other things also. For example, in Nigeria, there's this Isusu product that we created. It's a microfinance product, and it's loved by the microfinance community in Africa generally. We've got contracts coming up in Kenya. We've got some in Nigeria that are currently running, where for microfinance, people in the bush who haven't got too much money, a cheap way of, it's kind of a banking application, and it runs on mobile phones. So you can actually go out and m-commerce is where we're heading.
All too sophisticated.
It's not sophisticated. Mobile phones, if you go around the corner, every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a mobile phone. Africa has high growth in mobile phones, highest in the world. Not as high for internet. Mobile phones is where the action is in Africa. Banking, mobile. I'm not talking about something sophisticated. It's very simple. Tax collection done by mobile phone, communication centers. So this is the future of Africa. So our business, for example, has transformed. The appreciation for that transformation is coming more in Nigeria than in Ghana.
But that's simply because you're doing things there, isn't it?
Because that is where we can do things. That is where we have our orders coming from.
But are those Nigerian government orders?
Yeah, absolutely. One of our products is they're looking at making it the standard in Nigeria.
It's a government order.
Yeah, only one problem. They found out that it was not a Nigerian product. So what did we have to do? Our Nigerian partners gave us Hobson's choice. They said, look.
So they will choose, they wanted it to go to Nigeria. And you think that's good. That's the point you're making.
It is fantastic. The Nigerians are not confused. We had to sell 51% of the ownership of that product which we created, hot, one afternoon, to the Nigerians before we were eligible to bid for a particular contract. Hot. So that being Nigerian, having that Nigerian pass, the green passport, it means something. When you are sitting in Nigeria, you have a government that is backing you. You have policy that is backing you. That makes your Ghanaian partner, who has developed the product, have to sell it to you at a price less than you normally would buy it. But because there's a contract coming and they won't be able to participate effectively, not to say we can't participate, we'll participate, but they prioritize in the order of prioritization, they prioritize Nigerian products first before we come under.
You sound like we should be doing things completely different.
But I'm not sounding like that is how America works, that is how Britain works. Why are we fighting
But
it?
why must it be?
Well, it's God.
That doesn't mean we should do the same.
Our people want it. They are queuing at the embassy to go to that place. It's not me, it's not my opinion. It is quite clear.
They're going for better.
They're going for better pastures. Those are the pastures they are describing.
Which pastures?
Pastures where your government protects you. The government guarantees you have jobs. If you like, go to America, live there for 1 year, get an American passport, and try and employ somebody to pound fufu for you. They tell you, find an American. So, but my cousin in Ghana pounds fufu very well. No. Advertise in the paper for a year and just ensure that, that there's no American who can do this before, Otherwise, in Ghana, we are very sharp people. We have plenty brains, and we are very creative. Yeah. And I've worked in other parts of West Africa. The one thing Ghana has, we have that old Nkrumah style education, the Achimota and Fansfilm and so on, the GSTS and so on, they put together. Those things have taken us a long way. If you look at the Kofi Annans and so on, they went through those systems. So we have that legacy, and that legacy is our asset that we should harness. Ghana could become the hub of engineering and so on the continent, or at least in West Africa. If the policy,
it cannot become now.
No, if policy was in place to make it that way, we don't even need to do anything. If I am encouraged that if I go to the bank and borrow money and train 600 boys, I will have the tax breaks and so on, and the contracts and so on, and the government supports, the public sector policy, I will go and borrow the money. And not only that, the bank will give me the money because they will see the policy. The reason why the banks aren't giving out loans is that they themselves know that the business climate